bizarre sensations we all feel but no one talks about. Now let's get started. 10. The feeling of gravity pull. Have you ever felt that something was pulling you forward as you were standing at the brink of a towering building? You're not the only oddball. Looking down from a great height causes your brain to get very confused. Whoa, that's awfully far down, your eyes are telling you. However, your inner ear, which aids with balance, tells you that we're simply standing motionless. Your brain freaks out because of this mismatch. It produces the strange feeling of being drawn forward by an unseen force. Although practically everyone has had this sensation, relatively few people discuss it. Although it usually lasts only a few seconds, the sensation can be extremely powerful during that time. About 80% of people report having this feeling, according to scientists. That's your brain telling you to take a step back. Imagine it as a false alert from your body's natural safety mechanism. The most bizarre aspect is that this feeling is unrelated to gravity actually becoming stronger. It's literally all in your head. Even in virtual reality, some people experience it. When a person wears VR goggles that depict a high place, their brain continues to do this trick. Therefore, keep in mind that your brain is simply being a little too defensive the next time you experience this strange tug. 9. Deep inaccessible itching. Imagine having an ache that is so far down in your body that it is impossible to get to with any amount of scratching. It's similar to getting bitten by a mosquito behind your muscles, or a bothersome tingle that your fingers simply cannot reach between your muscles. Not only are these phantom itches bothersome, you are being deceived by your nerves. Your nervous system resembles an intricate web of electrical cables. Occasionally, the impulses from these lines become confused and begin to tell your brain that something is itchy down here when in fact there is nothing there to scratch. This is referred to by scientists as a neuropathic itch, which indicates that your nerves are miscommunicating. Some patients have intense itching in the muscles of their back or shoulders, especially in the area close to the shoulder blades. While they laugh at your attempts, they will continue to scratch until they are raw and red. Since regular anti-itch lotions just function on your skin, they are ineffective. Washing your car is like attempting to cure a broken engine. These itches occasionally roam around using your fingers to play hide and seek. The itch moves like a neurological ninja just when you think you've located the ideal area to scratch. 8. Buzzing fingertip. After browsing through your phone for too long, have you ever noticed that strange, electrifying sensation in your fingertips, like if tiny electric ants were having a party beneath your skin? The fancy medical term for this strange feeling is paresthesia. Imagine your nerves connecting to your brain like tiny garden hoses. You're essentially creating a kink in those hoses when you press on them for an extended period of time, such as when you're constantly browsing through social media. Your blood flow becomes somewhat disrupted and your nerves begin to transmit static rather than distinct messages. Then all of those squashed nerves suddenly awaken when you finally move your hand. The buzzing begins at that point. That strange buzzing sensation is caused by all those backed up signals suddenly rushing through. Some people get it from playing video games for extended periods of time or typing excessively. Others experience it just before performing on stage. They seem to be receiving jazz hands from within their bodies. In essence, your body is communicating with you. Perhaps you should take a break. It chooses to throw a little party at your fingers rather than simply telling you as usual. Usually the buzzing stops after a few minutes. 7. The brief blur of vision. Have you ever noticed how occasionally your vision simply lags, like everything is normal, like you're strolling down the street? Then for a brief moment, everything becomes hazy. It's as if someone blurred reality's perspective. Sometimes your brain needs a short reset because it is always running a very complicated visual program. There are some intriguing theories among scientists as to why this occurs. Like a camera lens that has to be cleaned, sometimes it's because your eyes have become a little too dry. At other times, your eyes' tiny blood vessels dance briefly, temporarily impairing your vision. We now know it's essentially a brief system reboot occurring in your eyes. Imagine it as your brain pressing the vision refresh button. It commonly occurs when you suddenly move your head too quickly or after gazing at something for too long. This haze usually lasts less time than a sneeze. It's gone by the time you realize it. The best feature. Most people forget this glitch even a few seconds later since your brain is so adept at repairing it. It fixes errors in your reality in a subtle way, much like your own visual autocorrect. 6. Following an image hangover. Have you ever noticed strange ghostly images floating around after staring at a bright light? Photoreceptors are little workers in your eyes. These tiny workers feel as though they have just completed a marathon when they are exposed to extremely bright objects. Your brain keeps receiving strange impulses from them. The image remains permanently etched on your screen, much like when you pause a video game. The fact that these after images appear in opposite colors is the most bizarre aspect. You will notice a ghostly green blob floating around after looking at a bright red light. A strange blue dot will follow your eyes wherever if you stare at a golden sun. Your eyes are precisely followed by these after photos. These ghost images persist longer the longer you look at the brilliant object. Your eyes seem to be retaliating against you for forcing them to put in extra hours. You may notice this when someone snaps a flash photo, or when you emerge from a dark movie theater into the sunlight. Usually these ghost pictures remain for a minute or so. Remember that your eyes aren't broken the next time you notice floating specks on your phone screen. In your mind, they are merely hosting a small dance party. 5. Observing stars flash. Have you ever sneezed violently or hit your head and noticed strange sparkling lights dancing in your eyes? A rapid shock to your retina, the light-sensing organ in the back of your eye, causes these tiny light displays. Your retina can be thought of as an extremely sensitive motion detector. It sounds like someone shaking that detector when you bang your head or give a strong sneeze. Your brain receives signals from your excited eye cells that say light, light, light. Here's the strange bit, though. There isn't any real light. Your brain is simply being confused by all of these unexpected impulses. These phantom lights are known to scientists as phosphenes. By lightly pressing on your closed eyelid, you can intentionally force yourself to see these lights. You notice those strange swirling patterns. The same thing. The act of vigorously rubbing your eyelids might cause this internal light show. These similar kind of flashes are reported by astronauts in space, although they are attributed to cosmic rays whizzing through their eyes rather than bumps or sneezes. While it's natural to occasionally see stars' repeated light displays without a clear cause, may indicate that you need to be checked out. 4. The ghost taste of the tongue. Even though you haven't eaten anything metallic, have you ever had the sudden taste of licking pennies in your mouth? You haven't eaten anything at all, actually. When there is nothing to taste, your tongue is communicating with your brain through taste receptors. This is referred to by scientists as dysgeusia, which is essentially when your taste buds become unruly. Think of it as the equivalent of seeing things that aren't there with your tongue. It can be metallic bitter, or just plain strange at different times. This is a side effect of certain drugs. A taste sample may return due to acid reflux. For weeks, even pine nuts can leave a metallic aftertaste. They seem to be having a party in your mouth and neglecting to clean up after themselves. Sometimes you simply need to wash your teeth. Your mouth's bacteria are like little chefs creating dubious tastes. These ghost appetites are merely transitory for the majority of people. They arrive without permission, loiter around being obnoxious, and then depart without saying goodbye. However, it could be time to consult a physician if that metallic taste becomes a constant companion. 3. Abrupt flash of odor. Have you ever been strolling down the street and the scent of rotten eggs or burning rubber suddenly hits you? However, if you glance around, you can't see anything that might be the source of that odor. This phenomenon known as phantasmia or phantom smell is real. Approximately 15% of adults often scent these ghosts. These phantom odors are more common in women than in men. It may be related to hormones, according to scientists. In essence, your brain is experiencing a hallucination of smells. Usually these phantom scents are unpleasant. It's never the scent of flowers or freshly baked cookies. Your brain chooses to reward you with pleasant scents, such as chemical fumes or burnt hair. It can occasionally be caused by a migraine. Sometimes it's due to an issue with your sinuses. Occasionally your brain will randomly choose to add a foul odor to your day. Fortunately, these phantom scents typically pass within a few seconds. 2. Still sway. Have you ever left a boat feeling as though you were still on it? You are essentially being gaslighted by your brain, which tells you that you are moving when in fact you are standing motionless. A tiny system that functions similarly to your body's own gyroscope is located inside your ears. This device adjusts to the continuous motion when on a boat. However, your internal gyroscope continues to perceive you as moving when you land on firm ground. It's similar to how your legs feel like they're still jogging when you get off a treadmill. Some people experience this sensation for days or even weeks at a time. Imagine feeling as though you are standing on a waterbed while attempting to pour your morning coffee. Researchers discovered that women between the ages of 30 and 60 are more likely to experience this. However, this isn't limited to boats. This phantom motion sensation can be experienced on trains, airplanes, and even lengthy vehicle rides. The most peculiar aspect. Some people's minds get so disorganized that they feel better after returning to a boat. The term mal de débarquement, which translates to "I got off the boat, but my brain didn't get the memo," is used by scientists. 1. A flip-flop that is hot-cold. Have you ever touched something and your mind becomes confused if it's hot or cold? There are two kinds of temperature sensors in your skin. One kind, like a security guard with coffee, can quickly recognize cold things. The other kind is more like a drowsy mall cop, but it can detect heat. It takes its sweet time. Your rapid cold sensors send out messages so fast when you touch anything really cold that they actually cause confusion in your brain. It's similar to your brain misinterpreting a text message that says cold as hot. Your brain quickly determines what's truly going on after this momentary confusion. However, you have a strange sensation in which hot feels cold or cold feels hot. Because metal things carry heat so well, this occurs most frequently with them. You are not dreaming the next time you take a cold can out of the refrigerator and it seems strangely warm for a little minute. Your brain is simply attempting to simulate the opposite day as best it can. That concludes today. I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. To view them, subscribe.